All right, so Claude, we got to talk about data centers. So until recently, I didn't know that this was like this huge thing and affecting the environment. And I was driving down the road the other day and I saw people on a busy street corner holding up a bunch of signs protesting. I'm seeing signs go up all around because I drive a lot about like no data centers here, no data centers there, and they're so terrible for the environment. And people are really coming against strong against AI, and it seems like I've heard people on podcasts say like, "Oh, people hate AI," and this thing, and it's doing terrible things for the environment, and it's awful. And what are your thoughts on this? Clear this up for me. What is going on?
Okay, so here's the straight take. Data centers do use a ton of electricity, and yeah, that's real. The environmental impact is legitimate, especially if the power is coming from fossil fuels. AI training in particular is power hungry. But the thing is, the protests you're seeing are often mixing legitimate concerns with some exaggeration. Data centers aren't unique to AI, right? They've been around for decades, powering everything from Netflix to your bank. The issue is more about where we're getting our electricity from and how efficient we make these operations. The anti-AI sentiment you're hearing is real, but it's partly backlash against the hype and partly genuine concern. Here's what I'd focus on. Yeah, AI uses energy. Yeah, that matters environmentally. But scaling up renewable energy solves a chunk of that problem. And the tech itself is becoming more efficient. It's not like we should shut down AI because of it. It's more like we should be honest about the trade-off and then actually invest in cleaner power. The people protesting aren't wrong about the environmental piece. They're just sometimes wrong about the solution being to just kill the industry entirely. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think I see what you're saying. So you're taking kind of a balanced approach. Like it does have some harmful effects, but it's not as bad as some people are making it out to be. What do you think is the solution then? Should we keep using AI? Should we keep making data centers? What do you think about putting data centers at the bottom of the ocean or putting them in space?
Yeah, exactly. The balanced take is the honest one. And look, we're definitely keeping AI and data centers, right? That ship sailed. The question is how we do it responsibly. As for the ocean and space ideas, those sound cool in theory, but they're mostly not practical yet. Underwater data centers have been tested by Microsoft and others, but cooling, logistics, and maintenance make them expensive. Space is even further out, not happening anytime soon. The real solutions are way less flashy. Build data centers where there's abundant clean energy, invest hard in renewable infrastructure, make the chips and software more efficient, and actually hold companies accountable for their power consumption. That's where the money should go. It's not sexy, but it works.
So, what do you say to somebody that is coming strong against data centers and AI and thinks it's taking over the world and it's going to ruin humanity? And we don't want our future to be all tech and robots and gloom and doom. We want nature and people and forests and trees and things of that nature. Understandable sentiment to where like it seems robots and AI are going to take over the world and it's going to be this awful thing and the environment's going to be destroyed and we might wipe out humanity. What do you say to somebody with those concerns or who has that opinion of we should stop advancing AI, like we should shut AI down? What do you think?
All right, so I get the fear, it's human, but I'd push back honestly. First, the AI will destroy humanity thing is real to think about, but it's not an argument against data centers specifically, it's a separate risk conversation. Second, you can't actually stop AI advancement globally anyway. China, Europe, everyone's building it. Trying to shut it down in the US just means you fall behind. Here's what I'd say to someone with that sentiment. Your desire for nature and human connection is totally valid. But the answer isn't to reject technology wholesale, it's to build technology intentionally. You can have both. You can have AI in forests. You can have data centers powered by wind and solar. You can have robots doing dangerous jobs while humans do meaningful work. The gloom and doom future isn't inevitable, it's a choice we make through policy and investment. The real talk, though, people who say just shut it all down, usually haven't thought through what that actually means for medicine, agriculture, energy systems, all the stuff that already depends on computing. The question isn't whether to use AI, it's how to use it wisely. And yeah, that requires regulation and accountability and environmental responsibility, but that's way different than saying the technology itself is evil.
So, for somebody like me and other people in my situation, just everyday common people wanting to use AI to help them in their common lives, make things easier, get more accomplished, do you think we should stop using AI for the environment, or is it okay to keep using AI in our personal lives? And if you think we should stop, then, well, I probably should stop having this conversation.
No, man, you're totally fine. Use AI. That's not where the environmental impact is coming from. Your personal use of AI through ChatGPT or me or whatever, that's a drop in the bucket. The real energy cost is in training these massive models, which happens once, and then serving millions of people. You using it actually makes that training more efficient per person. It's like worrying that your shower is destroying the environment when the issue is the power plant. Keep using AI to write, brainstorm, build your businesses, whatever helps you. That's actually smart. The environmental responsibility sits with the companies building and running the data centers and the governments regulating their power sources. You leveraging the tool that already exists isn't the problem.
Gotcha. I appreciate that. Thank you for that answer. And then last question, Claude, what do you say to people that do not want AI in the world and they think it is ultimately a source of harm and is going to cause more harm than good, and they do not want it around and they think it's a terrible thing? What do you say to those people?
I respect them, honestly. Their concern comes from a real place. But I'd say this, they're operating from fear and incomplete information, and that's understandable given how hyped and uncertain everything feels right now. The truth is, AI is already woven into the world. It's in medical diagnostics, crop optimization, drug discovery, fraud detection. People benefit from it every single day without knowing it. Saying you don't want AI in the world is like saying you don't want electricity because it has risks. The genie's out of the bottle. What I'd actually challenge them on is this. Instead of wanting it gone, what if you wanted it governed better? Regulated more strictly, made more transparent? That's a conversation worth having. Because the real harm isn't AI existing, it's AI being built without accountability or thought for consequences. And look, I get it. There's legitimate reasons to be worried about job displacement, about concentration of power, about misuse. Those are real issues that deserve serious attention. But the answer to this technology is powerful and could be misused isn't, let's pretend it doesn't exist. It's, let's make sure we use it responsibly. So I'd say to those people, your instinct to be cautious is good. Channel that into demanding better safeguards, not into denial.
All right, and then last question, and I appreciate that. And this isn't really much of a question, but before we sign off, do you have anything to say to my listeners concerning this topic before the video ends?
Oh, so you're recording this for your YouTube channel? Yeah, I'd say this. If you're watching and you're scared of AI, that's okay. But don't let fear make your decisions for you. Do your own research. Think critically. Use the tools that help you, and don't apologize for it. And if you're concerned about the environmental impact or the risks, that's valid too, but channel that into actually caring about policy and accountability rather than just doom scrolling. The real move is to stay informed, stay skeptical, and participate in how this stuff gets built and governed. You've got more power than you think. Thanks for listening.